Good afternoon to our dignitaries, our elders, and all those from embassies and the international community that have come to grace our occasion, which is a festival for the citizens of Zimbabwe to share ideas in framing the Zimbabwe that they want and sharing the dream about Zimbabwe, the Zimbabwe that they want. And ahoy, comrades, ahoy! We had discussions under the economy, and from those discussions, the questions were the same as have been shared by Comrade Glanis. In terms of the concerns that were raised in the economy cluster, was the lack of visible engagement of citizens in ongoing economic reform agenda setting. There has been a lot of engagement by the government with the international community, including the business, and the exclusion of citizens. There haven't been meaningful conversations at the national level to frame an economic reform agenda that is people-centered and that is pro-poor. The citizens of Zimbabwe are concerned about the Zimbabwe is open for business mantra, which is being pronounced by the current government and has also been found in almost all the political party manifestos that have been analyzed without a clear policy in terms of how the government intends to build capacities of local businesses, especially the informal sector, which has driven this economy for the past 2 decades. There is also a concern in terms of our economy on the lack of institutional reforms to support the economic reform agenda, and institutions that were identified in terms of reformation of the parliament, government departments, in order to build strong and responsible stewardship of public resources and management. There are issues or overarching principles to address the raised concerns. The principles that the citizens raised are one, the people of Zimbabwe would want a people-centered economy which caters for the various sectors that are represented in Zimbabwe, including the often marginalized and vulnerable groups in Zimbabwe. And this includes building a strong rural economy. There is also a principle around building democratic economic governance that is anchored on accountability, inclusion of citizens, transparency, and a genuine citizen consultation framework in building an economic reform agenda. And I think lastly is the sustainable economy that we need that is hinged on domestic resource mobilization and building our local business people and informal sector. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Citizens, I'm hearing you. You want to influence the economy.